Hi, it's Michelle Turner from Movement Lesson, and been talking about different ways of getting rid of stressful situations. And one of the most important things we do is breathe. Okay. Now, like I've said before, we should not wake up in the morning and go, oh, I'm breathing. Okay, that's good. Now I can move on. Breathing, heartbeat, balance should be a subconscious life force. When they become conscious, whether I have asthma or whatever, that's not a good thing. Another thing is I shouldn't hear you breathing. Now, great, if I just ran a marathon, obviously I'm going to be huffing and puffing. However, when I haven't, let's say, met my client yet because I'm in the other room and I'm just attuned to these kind of things, if I hear them breathing, I know I have a lot to work on. It's not just their pain. Your pains are going to be elevated when you don't breathe right. You're more exhausted. You don't think right because, again, my body's going, I got to breathe. Forget everything else. So what people don't realize, there's not a right and a wrong way to breathe. It just shouldn't be thought of. But you can play with it, and that's why you go into yoga breathing and so forth. But I don't do yoga breathing when I'm shopping. There should be, you play with different breathings or a Feldenkrais breathing, and then you go back out and you do your habitual breathing, and you go back and forth and you explore with it. Most people haven't even looked at the way they breathe. So even just me talking to you, do I breathe more through my chest? Do I breathe more through my belly? Is it a very shallow breath? Do I hear myself breathing? A lot of people don't realize it. Or worse, is it a gurgle, because of smoking or COPD or that kind of thing. And if you're actually hearing noises and you're not on any kind of care, get care. Because you shouldn't hear those aren't signs of old age, let's put it that way. Get them addressed at and just say, oh, I notice in the morning I hear more of a gurgle or that kind of thing. Or, where are these patternings happening? Is it something you hear all day? And it's just nice to be in tune with yourself too. So when you do have changes because you're sick, you can say, oh, normally I'm like this, but in this situation I've realized. So you have a comparison. It's nice too to have a baseline or however you want to call it. So with the breathing, now think of something that bothers you. Stressful person, situation. Notice right off the bat. Physical, did I clench my jaw suddenly? Did I clench my hands? But how is my breathing? What people don't realize is that, when everything's happy, I breathe fine. When I'm stressed out, I start tightening my chest, or I'm not breathing. Or when you tell yourself, just breathe, just breathe. Well, you shouldn't be telling yourself to breathe. So by looking at, and again, keep that stressful situation up there and current in front, and just see, is there a way of, okay, I can breathe. It's okay to be mad. It's okay to be stressed by this person. It's okay. But when you're breathing, you have a different dichotomy. The way the brain is functioning is completely different, much more powerful situation versus holding your breath, not being able to breathe, because then your brain is going to work on the breath function first versus the stress function. So then the stress function will always be there attacking you in a different way because your brain's going after breathing first. If breathing has a more organized way of happening, then, okay, your brain says, check, did that, now I can deal with my stress situation. That's why you see people going postal. They're not breathing, So they handle madness at a very different level than maybe you or I. Recently, when I was kind of doing that, it takes a lot to set me off, meaning I'm like the easiest person. Where do you want to go for dinner? I don't care. It's not that I don't care. I have Chinese is fine, Indian's fine, American's fine. I just like your company, but I'm not dead set over I have to have XYZ. Once in a while I'll have a craving, but honestly, it's dinner. I'd rather be in your company. Movies, same thing, okay, whatever. I'm pretty easygoing. Now, it takes a lot to get me riled. And recently I realized someone really upset me. I went to the point of almost that nausea. And I realized not only that I'm clenching the jaw, it's not a clench, the teeth weren't together, but I was pushing the bottom teeth out forward against my top. So it's sort of like and I realized that connection, I got nauseous. Drop the jaw, breathe, well, the nausea went away. I still had the stressful situation, but now I'm not dealing with, I feel sick to my stomach first. So it's just a different way of just getting through a situation and handling it. Can you do it with your breath? Notice how the breath is important, but at the same time shouldn't be that important. Does that make any sense? So bring it up, make it important, deal with it. Because remember, also as human beings, we only work on things that we do well. We really don't work on things we don't do well. And we don't think about basic life functions as, can we improve them? Like breathing. Everybody breathes, I get that. But breathing can actually go to such high sophistications. The whole thing too is also about balance. Don't be in a situation where, if you're so concentrated on the breath versus a situation, that's when you really need to back out and deal with that. By saying, this is stressing me out, I can't breathe, I need to. No, you need to find the balance first. Breathing cannot be more important than your life functions. There are some things you have to step up to the plate, I get that. But work on and play with it and do it in a safe situation versus it always being at an elevated situation. So just try it out, let me know. Thanks.